apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
On today's episode of Movie Review, we're taking a step into nostalgia. We're going back to people's childhoods. We're bringing back memories that people dream about when they sleep in their adulthood. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Patrick, and today we're taking a look at Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake of the animation that a lot of people loved when they were growing up, Lilo and Stitch. Without any further ado, let's check out this review.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
A shooting star! I wish for a friend.
This movie would not have survived without the good CGI that it had. So let me just put that out there first of all. When you're making a live action remake of a completely animated story or a story that people grew up on when it was completely animated, where there's a character that's kind of like an extraterrestrial, animal, alien, hybrid sort of ish thing going on, the CGI has to be on point, Stitch is probably the big character in this movie, so you cannot mess that up, and you did not mess that up, thankfully. So of course, I mean, it's a Disney movie, ladies and gentlemen. It's Disney. They're not going to mess up the cinematography. So, cinematography was pretty good, Scores were really good as well. Costumes, I've got to talk about costumes because the costumes had to fit to the costumes that we saw in the animation when we were growing up, and they did largely. Like, it matched, Lilo was wearing what Lilo typically wears, so I think from a cinematography perspective, from what you could see, from the picture work, from the editing, from the scores, this was a really well-made movie. You will get no critics about the cinematography from me.
Friend.
What the hell?
I mean, the movie's title's Lilo and Stitch. So guess who the two, standout characters are? Lilo and Stitch. I don't need to elaborate more on that. The movie hyperfixates on these two characters, but it's not going to hold up if they don't perform well. And they did perform well. I'm particularly curious about the person who played Stitch. And I actually Googled the name afterwards, Chris Sanders. How do you play Stitch? Like, when you're giving the script for Stitch, how do you prepare mentally? Where do you get your source? Okay, yeah, there's been a lot of animations done, so you can get source material from there, but that is a difficult thing to do, and I applaud him for performing that role in the manner in which he did. That was impressive. And then when we talk about the standout scenes, it's Lilo and Stitch. If you grew up watching Lilo and Stitch, and you're told there's a live remake, all you want to see is the chaos Stitch is going to cause. And Stitch brought that chaos, the absolute cluelessness of that character, because he doesn't really understand, human life or human interaction. So he comes in and he's messing things up in his cute, but, obnoxious, but still cute, but seriously obnoxious kind of way. Yeah, that's the fun. That's why you watch Lilo and Stitch, for that childlike wonder and that absolute fun. So yeah. These are my favorite characters. These are my favorite scenes in this movie.
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there.
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Right, so pros and cons, lots of cons. First con, I should say lots of pros. First pro, it's a family movie. It's feel good. You can play this movie when anyone is around. You don't need to send your kids to their room because you and the wifey are about to watch something that's not exactly PG with a movie like this. No, a movie like this, everyone can gather around, everyone can have a nice time. It's nostalgic for you, the old heads who grew up on the animation. It's cool for the little kids who are being introduced to this whole new thing that they've never seen before. It's warm, there's no swears, there's no curses, there's no nudity or any strong language or anything like that. It's just a warm, fuzzy, cool type of movie that everyone can enjoy. And you know, it's nostalgic. That's another one. It's something that a lot of people who are, you know, over the age of like maybe like 25, 26 now can watch and feel kind of like warmth, feel that memory and stuff like that. And I think it was a great attempt at a remake. This is one of Disney's better remakes. That's what I would say. Like, this is a world better than whatever it was they thought they were doing with that Snow White movie that should have never been made in the first place. That should be thrown away. People should not be forced. Like, that thing should not exist anymore. People should not be, okay, maybe it should exist for just putting a catalog for how not to make a movie and how not a movie should be. But this is a better one. This is a nicer type of, this is what a remake should, or a live action remake should be. It should be warm, nostalgic, you know, that sort of thing. But there is trouble in paradise. There is a little bit of a con, not a little bit of a con, it's actually a big thing. It's an issue in that when you're making remakes, you have to kind of like know that you're talking about characters that are sacred to people. People have grown up on this. We revere these characters. We love these characters. So if you are making any changes, please be careful. The infusion of certain political beliefs or certain societal beliefs, I get that you have to modernize the characters in a bit because you're telling a story that's a kind of like old in more modern times. But if you're going to change characters' motives, some characters' appearances, some characters' behaviors, it has to be with seriously good reason when you're dealing with characters that we know. And there were some characters in Lilo and Stitch and some motivations that were not accurate to how we grew up on the animation. That is a big problem. It's a big problem. It was a big problem for me. It's a big problem for a lot of people on the internet who are also blasting the movie for that. So yes, that is a major con. Whoever is behind stuff like this needs to be aware, but I don't think it outweighs the pros though.
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
Ew! We are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
I think that Lilo and Stitch is a must-watch in that it just shades into the must-watch category. It does tick a lot of boxes. It's Lilo and Stitch, you know, it's a live-action remake. You kind of like have to see it on that basis alone. But then also it's like pretty well done. You've got some great performances in there. It fits into the mold. It's really super fuzzy. It's really warm. It's friendly. It's not chaotic, or well, it is chaotic, but not the rough type. Like, it's really, really nice and fuzzy chaos. And yeah, that pretty much does it. Also, the fact that Disney have kind of like been messing up the whole remake, live action remake thing for a bit now. So this is one of the good ones. I think you should see it, because if we can see how it is when they do it bad, we probably should see how it is when they do it good as well. So yes, Lilo and Stitch, must watch. You heard it here first from your favorite movie reviewer, Patrick. And I'll catch you all in the next episode.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That was close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles.
We have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait!